Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today on my channel, I am going to be doing a wear test on the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation that just came out recently. This foundation, I will start by saying, is said to be a Reboot Active Care Refreshing foundation that is made for normal and dry skin. I am not normal or dry. I am combination oily, but so many people over on my Instagram were like, please, please, please try this out. I've tried others that are similar, so let's see how it stacks up throughout the day. If you are new to my channel, every Tuesday I update a video that is a wear test video that tests out a different product. Typically, this product is a foundation. However, I am branching out and going to start testing out concealers as well. I am 46 years old. I have combination oily skin type. I have redness. I have pigmentation. I have pores that are noticeable. And my biggest complaint right now about my skin is my skin's texture. So those are all things that I take into consideration as I am testing these products out. So let's jump into the information that Sephora's site says about this product. It is the Makeup Forever Reboot Active Care Revitalizing Foundation. Its size is 1.01 ounces, which is a very typical size. It is $39, which actually I tend to find the range to be anywhere from $35 to $55. So this is slightly on the lower side of those price points. There are 24 different colors, which quite honestly, for Makeup Forever, that seems like that is a fairly small color line. I do use the Sephora Shade Finder, matching it to my Estee Lauder Double Wear in 3C2 Pebble in order to find my shade. So it is interesting to see how that matches throughout the day. Details about the product is it is a skin revitalizing foundation that adds a radiant satin finish while hydrating, smoothing, and firming the skin for up to 24 hours. It is a light coverage. The finish is satin. Its formulation is liquid, and it is for normal and dry skin types. Some of the highlighted ingredients are that it has ginseng, which supports natural collagen, Camellia, I have no idea how to say this word, guys, which helps to support skin's natural glow, mondo grass, which helps to support the skin's protective barrier. And some other information that they want you to know is this foundation is ideal for normal to dry skin types and nurtures tired looking skin over time by reducing the appearance of wrinkles and increasing hydration for up to 24 hours. After using, skin will appear plumper and smoother, while radiant satin finish leaves the complexion looking flawless. Some of the clinical results they mentioned are in clinical tests on 31 subjects. It brightens, smooths, and firms the skin's appearance. In an instrumental test after 24 hours on 16 subjects, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles by 23%. And in an instrumental test after 24 hours on 11 subjects, it increases the hydration by 26%. Now, they suggest applying this foundation starting at the center of your face and buffing it out and down with a number 112 foundation brush, which is sold separately. Of course, I just use the one I have. To apply with a sponge, you start at the center of the face, dabbing it out and down for more coverage. So although I am combination oily skin type, I still find it very interesting to test products like this out. You never know. It always is different. I'm very interested in the hydration portion of this, the fact that it continues to help plump your skin, keep your skin looking refreshed throughout the day. So we are going to jump right in now to trying this product out and putting it on together. Giving this a try today, taking it out of the box. I have this in the color Y340. I'm a little concerned with this. I'm going to give you a heads up because this foundation is made for normal to dry skin types. I am 46 years old, combination oily skin type. So I am with this one going to powder it throughout the day, which I don't typically do, but I feel as if for that, I'm going to need to. I'm going to use one side of my face with a brush, the other side with a sponge. This part is started. Color match looks decent. It feels nice. It's not taking a lot of product. The finish is nice. It's actually has a interesting scent to it. I don't know what that is. It's like, it's different than anything. You know how typically most foundations are kind of like a florally or like something along that line. This one, I can't put my finger on that scent. It's not like fruity, but it's not like your typical florally. This is a decent looking foundation. There's so many foundations now that I feel like are like the self-refreshing and all those kind of things, and like hydration, which don't get me wrong, for over 40 skin, you definitely want more hydration than drying foundations. However, when you're oily combination, you also have to walk a fine line with that. So there's so many new ones that are this, hydrating and this, that, and the other. Like, where's my sponge? If you noticed, I had done an Estee Lauder has a Hydra. I think I still have it over here. Hold on. Futurist Hydra Rescue. And I had done a whole review on that one, wear test and all of that. Goes on a little bit thinner, which is to be expected with the sponge. I'm seeing more of my imperfections. I have redness. I'm going to do another pump of this. Oh, there we go. I have redness in my skin. I have pores. I have texture. Texture being my biggest culprit, especially in through this area. But I have some redness on the side of my cheek today. And I don't know why, but it's taking a little bit extra to cover this. Now, this is supposed to be a satin finish. Satin finish is my all-time favorite finish because I don't particularly love a matte, but I can't particularly do a dewy. I'm just going around the hairline. I mean, this is looking pretty nice. I definitely think for this foundation, for me, I like the coverage of the brush a little bit better. I do find I have to work in around those little creases of my nose when it's a hydrating foundation, because that is the first spot that it always breaks down on me. So using the Sephora Shade Finder, I'm pretty impressed with how this worked out so far. Yeah, see, I have some redness right here. I'm going to have to use just a dot of this. I didn't do like a whole pump, just a little dot of it on the brush because that redness is coming through. So let's see how this builds up. That's doing good. I mean, it's definitely covering it. I'm going to do it. My forehead is always an area where I notice like just my dark spots or pigmentation coming through. So with this, I definitely think the brush is the way to go if you're oily combination or if you have a lot of pigmentation or redness. But I like the finish of it so far. I'm liking the way it feels. It doesn't, let me look at it. It doesn't show my pores or my texture too bad. Seeing, it definitely is a foundation you have to work with a little bit more. It's not like a just throw it on and go type of one. Like you have to make sure that it's staying where you want it. It's a pretty finish though. Very hydrating looking. All right, I'm gonna give this a minute to dry and then we'll talk about how it dries down and how it feels before we put the rest of the makeup on. So we've dried down just a little bit. Definitely a satin finish. I love that. It isn't really transferring. Typically foundations, especially right a little bit on this hand, I'm noticing. Mostly it depends, probably because this side had more applied with the brush, so there was more product sitting on top of my skin. But it dried down very nicely. It looks healthy, but not too like dewy illuminated. It is definitely feeling good on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel tacky. It doesn't have, you know how some of them have that, like you feel like you have a layer of skin on. It definitely feels like it went in and hydrated or absorbed in through my skin. We'll see how that does with my pores later throughout the day. talk about this. I am excited that it looks this good. I was worried it was going to go on more like the Estee Lauder one. This one is definitely much heavier feeling. This is very light feeling. It feels good on my skin. My skin feels very light and very hydrated. It does not feel like I have a foundation on. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel cakey. It feels very refreshed, actually. I am really, really, really liking this. Now, the kicker is, as we always know, how does it do in photos? How does it do in natural sunlight? How does it do in direct sunlight? Because we don't want to look like we're wearing a mask in direct sunlight either. And then also, how does it perform after 5 hours and how does it perform after 10 hours? So we will follow up here. I'm going to do swatches as well right next, and we will see how it does today. Here's crossing our fingers. Look at some swatches. Lime Life in the color Olive 02, which is my ultimate match. This one is the YSL All Hours in BR40, which has moved up in the line because it is a closer match to me and I love the finish of it. This one is the Estee Lauder Double Wear in 3C2 Pebble that I color matched with this, which is the Makeup Forever Reboot in the color number Y340. I mean, you tell me. I don't think they look anything alike, but that was how they color matched it. It is looking decent on. I do have self-tanner on at this time of year. The yellow undertone to it might be working a little bit better with that, but this is my color swatching right here against my top 3 favorites. Looking at it out here in natural sunlight, it definitely has a much more orange undertone to it than these ones that have the little bit more pink undertone to it right through here. Okay guys, we are out in natural light. It looks really good. I've got the 2 big windows up here. So this is sunlight that is out, but it is not direct on me. I'm in an area that's more shaded. We're gonna take a picture and see how this does. All right, I'm shocked. This looks very pretty. It looks very healthy, but not oily. All right, let's go look at it in a darker area and see how this does. Let's take a look at this in a darker hallway and see how it photographs. Here are the dogs running around down there. All right, guys, this one actually photographs well in the dark too. Sometimes I find that it either does one or the other, well in the dark or in the light. This one's looking pretty good. I can't believe this. I'm very shocked. Let's go walk outside and look at this in some direct sunlight and see what this looks like. I'm nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. All right, here we go. This is what it looks like. I'm hoping that it is not sinking into pores or making my pores look heavy or clogged. Wondering what it does for my texture, because this is when I'm in direct sunlight, my texture shows more. Here's hoping. 5-hour check-in. I'm kind of impressed. There are a few issues, but slight breakdown along my hairline, but that's probably because I'm like doing this. Little bit of pores in through this area, right through here. Wore off a little bit around the nose, but it hasn't oxidized. A little bit oily in through the forehead. I'm trying to go as long as I can without powdering. I want to see how far I can get with this. So far, so good. We'll see throughout when I check back in at 10 hours if it was able to stay or not. But here's crossing our fingers. I had no hopes for this foundation, and I'm shocked that I'm liking it as much as I am. 10-hour check-in on this foundation. Guys, I am totally shocked by this. I didn't even powder. I blotted once or twice, but I didn't powder at all today. I thought for sure that this foundation was going to be a complete fail, and that will teach us even though we are reading a description and they are saying that this foundation clearly is for normal or dry skin types, that is not true. It has worked on me. I used it the same way I've used other products that I have tested out that have not worked, that are made for combination skin type. This is a really, really good foundation. Now, I think the color match is good, but do I think it's the absolute best one? I don't know. I'm going to look around a little bit more because I use their color match. I'm going to go in and kind of look to make sure. If I do end up changing the color on that, I do usually talk about it over on my Instagram page. Now, some key things, they do say that it is a radiant finish. I think it's very healthy looking. I wouldn't say it's as radiant or as glowy as I would have anticipated it to be. And I love a good satin finish, so I'm very excited about this. They said it was light coverage. I think it's more of a medium coverage. I would not say it's even buildable to a full, but I would say it's about a medium coverage, is right about the middle of the line. When you use a sponge, it's definitely much more light coverage though. They say it reduces the appearance of wrinkles. I don't really have any horrible ones right now, more around this area. Like, it didn't settle into them. So I don't know if it reduces them. That's a big thing to say. It says it has increased hydration. My skin felt amazing all day. I didn't feel oily, but I didn't feel dry. It felt really good on my skin. And then it says your skin is plumper, smoother, and more flawless. I mean, to be honest with you, those are really big things. I definitely think my skin looks plump and hydrated. I think it looks fairly smooth. Flawless, that's never gonna happen. Let's be realistic. When you have texture in your skin, that just isn't gonna happen. But I definitely think this is a top contender for an everyday type of foundation. This isn't gonna be something you're gonna wear when you're like going out on a date night or doing something really big, an event. It's going to be a good everyday, not feeling heavy, not feeling tight and constricted type of foundation. Now, it's not going to jump into my top 3, but it's definitely one that I'm going to keep on my rotation. So that is saying a lot for this foundation that I thought for sure was not going to work out for me. So sometimes these things just surprise us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do wear tests every Tuesday, and I will post additional ones I have right up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And as always, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, and have a great day. Bye.